stars, welcome to Sephirim. I'm Natalie and I'll be reading tarot today. Hi stars. So today I want to talk about mental health and reading tarot. Mental health comes in many shapes and sizes. It's not just, your mental health that it affects. It does come out in physical ways as well. I'm going to talk about anxiety because I've had anxiety and suffered greatly from anxiety for the past few years. It's now at a point where it's in such a manageable state. I've kind of worked through things that were causing my anxiety, and now it's kind of like that mad drunk aunt you have that comes around sometimes. You're like, oh, here we go again. But you get through it. You know how to handle the situation, and even though it makes you a little bit cranky, you can get through it. And I hope anybody that is kind of in the darkest, deepest parts of their mental health problems, you can get to that more manageable state. I won't lie and say it just flutters off like a butterfly and you'll never feel it again. Mental health feelings, they never go away. But it's not always going to be so bad. It's not always going to be scary and feel like the world is ending. You do get to see that light. At my worst, having anxiety, there would be times that one minute I'd be getting ready to go out to a party I was looking forward to, and then the next minute I was curled up in a ball on the floor, half dressed and just crying and couldn't go. I'd stay there for an hour even. I just couldn't go, and it wasn't until then I just got into my pyjamas and started reading a book instead that I could even calm down. Even when I had to go out, it was times when I was sitting at work and I would end up in the bathroom for more than an hour. How nobody ever really noticed, or rather they maybe did. But I just couldn't face it. I would just hide in the stall and hope that I wasn't crying my makeup off. I used to stop wearing makeup purely so I didn't kind of cry it off and it wouldn't be noticed. It can get really bad, and not enough people kind of look for help. But it is hard to look for help as well. And that's kind of why I want to talk to you about how tarot can help. It's not the only way. There's always a way for individuals to think about how to deal with their own mental health. But something that really got me through when I wasn't yet ready to kind of go to people. Going to people and talking to them and actually kind of having a sounding board for things that you're keeping in for mental health really does help. So, reach out. There are so many services out there for you. Mind is a brilliant website with so much information about mental health. But a really good way of just kind of breaking the ice with yourself, kind of getting into yourself, is doing a very introspective look, and tarot cards and tarot reading is a fantastic way of kind of having that outside view on yourself without really having to have someone else there at the time. So when you are so scared and so alone, but you want to be alone at the same time because the anxiety, it doesn't like logic, then tarot cards can be that kind of other voice. So the spread that I'm going to show you today is kind of not a spread. It's just kind of talking with your deck. So I'll be using my Mystical Manga Tarot, my favourite one. It's always the chattiest one. And basically it is just talking with your tarot. You don't have to have any questions. I know when I was having some of my major anxiety attacks, I would just be repeating things in my head over and over and over and over. You get caught in a loop and you just think like, oh, I'm not good enough, I can't do it, I can't do it. I really kind of stresses you out, and your heart feels like you're having a heart attack, and you're starting to get prickly because of the sweat. It's hurting, and you get dizzy, and your head hurts, and you're tired, and you're hungry, and you don't want to eat, and you just can't sleep. It's scary. And when you're not in a position to be able to call out help, because you can normally only ask for help when you're out the other side, but when you're in that position it is hard. So if you do have a tarot deck, or you have crystals or runes or oracle decks or something that you know, enjoy reading and divining with, if you understand it, and or even if you're just getting to know it, you can do this kind of talk with your deck type spread. So it is essentially, you just pull card after card. There is no set position. So let's just take the first one. No, Page of Cups. So, you know, you don't know what you're thinking about. You're thinking of nothing, blank. And Page of Cups saying, it's okay, you can start out. You don't need to know everything. There is potential there. You can get hold of it. You can understand. It will be okay. So then you think about the next thing. It's like, so what's wrong with me? Like, you know you're having an anxiety attack, but you might not really understand why it's happening, and so you just pull another card. 10 of coins. So you're feeling like under pressure, like there's a lot going on. There's like so many people relying on you. There's, you know, at the minute I'm trying to say some serious things and I'm not a serious person, and you're trying to keep that kind of smooth, happy veneer on your face and letting people come home to a nice smiley person, and you can't do that all the time. It's, you know, you're trying to do so much, and it's, even if you're keeping it light when people look at you, what you're looking out on is very dark and very scary. But then just take another card. So we've got the Seven of Swords here. You know, it's okay to feel overburdened. It's okay to feel like there's a lot. You know, try and look for something else that's there. So you take another card. 10 of Cups. And you know, saying you're not alone. It's, you know, it's come out with a really positive card saying, come on, there's light at the end of the tunnel. It's almost over. You can get through this. You start to feel yourself kind of feeling better, feeling more smiley, and go to the next card. So you've got the Knight of Cups. Again, it's all the emotions that are coming up at the minute. So with the Knight of Cups, it would say something like, you know, it's fine. It's, you know, you're not meant to win all the time. You know, life is a battle. Life is a journey. You do have to get through it, and it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows. So you can just keep pulling cards, and the Magician say you're in control of your life. You are, you know, the one. You have everything in your hands. You hold the power, and you're much more than you think you are. You know, and as you pull more cards, you start to feel more confident. You start to feel like you're getting the hang of this, and you start to calm down. And you just take a natural stop whenever you want. So the Emperor is like, yes, you have won now. You can be on top of this. Yeah, there's pressure, but you know, you don't have to be seated up there alone. An Emperor always relies on his advisors and everything around, and you know, but he deserves that position. You know, yes, you might have a lot of pressure on you, but you deserve the power that comes with that, and you can handle it because you wouldn't have got there without it yourself. So, and you just keep pulling cards, as many as you want. You can go through the entire deck if you want, and if that's not enough, shuffle and go again. So Ace of Wands, see, I'm making a good point. That's what it is. So you can take them literally as well. You don't have to just go into the meanings of the tarot cards themselves. So the Lovers, you know, reach out to someone, think of something happy. Happy thoughts make you fly, as Peter Pan's always taught us. Actually go and be with someone that makes you happy, that makes you feel like invincible and beautiful, and you know, you just take as many cards as you need, and if that's still not enough, just go again. Like I say, anxiety is a scary thing, but you can just talk to your deck. That is all you're doing, is you're kind of talking to your subconscious, because your subconscious will come to the light and it will kind of help you calm down, because it will help you see things from a different perspective. So when you're going in that horrible loop of thinking, I can't do it, I'm not enough, I can't do it, I'm not enough, I can't do it, I'm not enough, and the Queen of Coins comes along and says, babe, you've got everything down, you can do this. You know, it really does help build your confidence, and it kind of calms you down whilst lifts you up at the same time. So you know, you can use tarot cards to help with just when you're stuck, when you're feeling low, when you're feeling anxious. So tarot cards are good for mental health, as long as you always remember that your tarot cards have your back. You know, some people get scared on different cards, and if there are cards in your deck that you don't like, take them out if you're not ready for them. You don't have to use the full 78 card deck all the time. But always just trust in your cards and think, what are they trying to say? So Knight of Wands, you know, it's time to get a move on. I'm starting to talk too much now. Flame, you know, going more. So before I start bubbling into a circle of repetition, I'm going to sign off. But I hope that you guys can use the not a spread, talking to your tarot spread, and actually, you know, feel better about yourselves when you're kind of stuck, when you don't know what to ask, when you're kind of at a loss. This spread really is for doing for yourself. It's not really that easy to do it for someone else. You know, there's nothing stopping you. You can just take a card and keep using it as a talking prompt to someone. But I do feel that this kind of way of reading cards, of just taking one and over until you kind of calm down and you're seeing things in a better light, it is much better for doing it for yourself, because it's kind of that crazy, not kind of written down way. It is just however you feel at the time. It might be that you take one card and it, you know, makes you feel light, makes you feel that you don't need to go on anymore with the reading, and that it actually cuts through all the crazy and lets you get on. And some days I've gone through about 30 cards before I've been able to take a breath and finally been able to start thinking about whatever else other than the anxiety attack. So yeah, please let me know in the comments how you feel about mental health and tarot cards, and if it's ever helped you just by reading for yourself so you have that kind of different perspective. But, you know, stay safe and keep shining, stars. Cheers!